challenging mission, but for the past 20 years, the Boston-based nonprofit HomeStart has been assisting individuals in obtaining permanent housing and settling into the community. Since its inception, HomeStart has found permanent homes for more than 5,000 homeless people, including veterans, single mothers, and victims of domestic violence. To celebrate more than 2 decades of work in the community, HomeStart's 20th anniversary gala will honor 3 very special individuals for their continued commitment and work in helping to end homelessness in their communities. To give us the details on the upcoming event and also on the work from the past 20 years, we've invited this morning Linda Wood-Boyle. She is President and Executive Director of HomeStart. Also, we have this morning James Patterson, a former HomeStart client. Welcome to Urban Update. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
Linda, let me start with you. Just talk about the issue of homelessness in Boston in general. Is it getting better, worse, staying the same?
It varies, so depending on the population. We've done a pretty good job of really targeting the chronically homeless folks, though most people see as the face of homelessness, the people on the street. The federal government has put a lot of energy in that and resources toward that end. On the other side of that, we've seen a radical increase in the number of homeless veterans. So, the good news is we're working hard on the sort of chronic street population, but GBLT youth and veterans are the 2 largest growing populations of homeless folks.
LGBT, we'll come back to that. I'm going to ask James. We're going to come back to that. James, take me through your journey of homelessness. You, at one time, were homeless.
I was until, it was rapid and it was unexpected. I was a working professional for over close to 20 years in various marketing and advertising fields, and then a lifelong addiction to drugs sort of overtook everything else, and I ended up losing everything. I was squatting in an abandoned warehouse, scourging dumpsters for food, and this is after having graduated with honors from one of the Boston area colleges, and if it happened to me, it could happen to anyone. But needless to say, shortly after I found my way to a shelter, I was referred to HomeStart, and through the help of HomeStart over a period of about 6 to 8 months, they walked me through the changes that I needed to make to put my life back together, what it takes to search for housing when you're coming out of a shelter environment. They gave me little homework assignments so that I was able to put together the applications and whatnot, and then finally work myself into a voucher and into an apartment.
Wow. Linda Wood-Boyle, talk to me about HomeStart. What do you do at HomeStart? How do you help people? You've helped more than 5,000, I believe more than 6,000
That's right.
in the last 20 years.
We are what I often call realtors for the homeless. We're not unlike a realtor in that a client comes to us and we talk to them about, they refer to us from 50 shelters in greater Boston area, so all the shelters refer their clients to us, Rosie's Place, Pine Street, and then we work with them to sort of, where do you want to live? What can you afford, and what are the barriers to you getting there? Not unlike a real estate professional. And then we work with them to figure out how to make that match. Equally important, what we do is once they're placed in housing is we help them stay there. So for folks who do maybe not have the skills, haven't had good tenancy in the past, we have a stabilization team that helps folks get connected to the community, work on a budget, that kind of stuff. And we have a 96% retention rate after 2 years for our clients.
Wow.
HomeStart basically is, commitment is housing ends homelessness. So we are very housing focused, not only in terms of the housing search, as James explained, but we also have a homelessness prevention program, which is for folks who are precariously housed and may have just gotten behind a little bit on their rent. The average cost of us helping a family stay in their house is about $650. The cost of putting a family in a shelter or a motel for a year to the state of Massachusetts is $30,000.
James, I guess how important has HomeStart been in your life?
I don't know if I would have survived without HomeStart. Very, very simply, the way that the direction my life was going, I doubt that I would have survived the rest of the winter. Within 6 months, I was turned around. and within 11 months after working with HomeStart, I was housed.
Linda, you talked about the whys of this, of homelessness, and you mentioned two groups, veterans and LGBT population. Well, talk to me about what you see there and why that happens.
Well, with the veterans, they come back with maybe not initially homeless because they try and hide whatever PTSD, post-traumatic stress, whatever experiences they had in Iraq and Afghanistan. They may couch surf for a while, they may hold it together for a little while, but ultimately things explode.
And the LGBT?
The LGBT are young folks who have predominantly come out to their folks or their family of origin and have been thrown out.
I want to get to your event your gala that's coming up. Talk to me about what people can expect for the big gala coming up, because that's important. It's your big fundraiser.
It is, and that's our 20th anniversary, so it's very special. We're honoring Stacy Lucchino, the philanthropist. We're honoring Joe Antonellis, Vice Chair of State Street Bank, and Ed Frechette, who has been a leader on the board for the past 10 years. It's September 20th at the Weston Waterfront, and we expect 400 folks, and we have a great silent auction and a live auction and a terrific meal.
Now, James, you're going to be playing a pretty important role in the gala, I hear. Can you tell us more, or sneak preview perhaps?
Pretty much telling the two parts of my story, which I think are significant. One, I clean up pretty well, and I don't exactly look like what you think of when you think of somebody that was homeless or could be homeless, and that folks need to realize that more often than not, it's a problem that could be right around the corner for people that they know. The other side of it is that the critical importance of getting somebody out of the shelter system and on their road to a new life that HomeStart provides. Sort of the installation of hope is not what a lot of people do.
And then I guess I'll give you the last word. What do you think that people should know about this subject? What would you like to leave with everyone about this subject of homelessness?
Basically to blow up their stereotypes, and James is helping that. Most people think about homeless, which is, the 10% of the population really that are on the street. The other 90% is hidden. And to just think about that stereotype.
Okay. Linda Wood-Boyle and James Patterson, good luck with the gala. I hope you're raising a lot of dough. It's a really important cause, I would say.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks for coming in. Well, when we come back, information on the work being done at the world's largest diabetes research and clinical care organization, housed right here in Boston. We have it on Urban Update. We'll be right back.
These are my demands.
When I call for an auto insurance quote, I want to talk to a live, intelligent, caring